So these are so pretty. It's the two-piece Mauvelous summer trumpet vine plants. And you told me today over the phone that when it's this trumpet shape, it attracts the hummingbirds.
Right, so hummingbirds have the long beaks, so they like flowers that have these trumpet shapes. They can go way in and get their pollen treat and nectar treat in there. So yes, this is a great hummingbird plant.
Like, it's so big. It's covering me. And 132518 is your item number, and you're going to get 2 actively growing plants in 4-inch pots. And this is perfect for patio planters, hanging baskets, mixed containers, window boxes. You said this looks amazing.
They look great in window boxes. I've seen them in window boxes. It's really great.
And these are perennials.
These are actually, it's a tropical vine, so it could be a perennial in southern Florida or California, but everywhere else, you could take it inside and use it as a houseplant, maybe eke it along through the winter and then take it back out. But for most of us, it's an annual, I'm sorry to say.
We need to fix these cards, guys. It says perennial, so we need to put like a little parentheses. Okay, great. So let's talk about it.
Okay, so you may be familiar with a mandevilla. This is actually a type of mandevilla. And typically the mandevilla is very tall. It gets 10, 20 feet tall. It's a big vine, which might be too much of a commitment of space for your little patio or deck garden. This is a compact variety, and it only gets about 2 feet tall unless you give it some sort of support, like an arbor or a trellis, and then it will get another about 2 feet tall. So it'll stay short and compact and grow into itself without support. But then if you provided support, it's going to say, hey, I can get taller, why not? And it will just crawl up the trellis or the arbor. And it doesn't have to be a complicated support. You could just get 3 sticks and tie them together at the top and make a little teepee, or 3 pieces of bamboo like we've done here. So you just very simple. Or you can even use a tomato cage if you like the industrial look. Just put it in there. It's very simple. You could put it in a square pot and that will be great. But it has these beautiful pink flowers that will bloom all summer long and fall and spring. So it's just going to be ever blooming with these beautiful flowers attracting hummingbirds. Now I actually bought one of these and I planted it on my deck because I love to draw the hummingbirds to my deck. I just love to see them there. And they typically have a pattern throughout the day. They'll hit certain plants in a certain pattern 2 or 3 times a day. They'll come through and get their little treats. So I love when I'm sitting out there and they come and visit my deck, and it's just great to have them visit these beautiful pink flowers.
Yeah, the color is so pretty. It's just the soft,
it's a beautiful
sweet
soft pink. And it's like someone was watercoloring and they did a whitewash on the edges. You can see how they're soft. So if you like soft pink colors, this would be great for you.
So if you have a fence, if you want to kind of block out the neighbors, I mean, would it grow up that?
It would get about 4 feet tall.
That's pretty tall.
Yeah.
That's
so
pretty tall,
so if it's a short fence, that could block, or you could hang it on the fence. In the window box, and it would drape down a little bit. So yeah, it's great in containers, great in the ground. It's vining. You can see it's kind of vining now.
I like that. Yeah, this is fun. I just love the idea when the pollinators come. It's just so nice to have that little show.
Right, it's really nice.
Especially the hummingbirds. And we have a butterfly plant coming up in a little bit. So, if you really want to have some fun in your garden space, what a great way to do it. Now, this is new. $39.98 is your price for a 2-piece Mauvelous summer trumpet vine plants. Now, you get 2 actively growing plants in 4-inch pots. So this is what's going to come to your door, and 132518. And so how long do you think you would start seeing it really make an impact?
It will arrive with flower buds. I actually see some flower buds on here. So it will start blooming pretty much as soon as you get it, a few weeks after you get it. And then don't forget to fertilize it. It likes a lot of heat. So put it in a nice hot spot and then fertilize it weekly and let it dry out a little bit between waterings. It's not a plant that likes to be wet all the time. So, and that's a good rule of thumb for a lot of plants. Let them dry out a little bit between waterings, but this can go even more on the dry side because it's drought tolerant. And then I would say by the end of the summer, under ideal conditions, it can be the size of that, just blooming beautifully.
And you can always find the fertilizer on .com. I know right now they have the graphic up. But if you don't have a chance to write it down, you can always go to items recently on air as well on QVC.com and find it.
Right, and it's really convenient to use. There's 50 packets in one of these pouches, and that's 50 gallons of fertilizer. So you could even share with your neighbors, or if you're like me, who has a lot of plants, I go through it pretty quickly. So it's a good deal, and it's super easy to use. Just take one of the packets, put it in a gallon jug of water, like a milk jug, and shake it up, and you've got the perfect mix, the perfect concentration of fertilizer to use for your plants.
That's great. And you get the growing guide, as you do with any plant that you get from Cottage Farms, and then you also have your guarantee.
Right, and everything you need to know is in that growing guide.
Which is so nice because, like I said before, we don't all have Alan in our backyards or gardens to teach us how to do it. So you have the growing guide, and they can always go to your website too as well,
Right, exactly. And I keep all my growing guides together, so I keep them paperclipped together.
That's smart.
Even I need a reference, so.
You?
Yes, I don't remember everything.
I don't believe it. But I think that everything we've seen in the show is so nice because even if you are a beginner like myself, it doesn't take much, especially when they come already with some little buds and, you know, they come already actively grown.
Right.
I feel like you could see what you're, you know, enjoy the fruits of your labor a little bit quicker, which makes it more exciting when
Right,
you're doing
exciting, and you know, you gain confidence. The more plants you grow, the more confidence you get. So, you know, start with something simple, and all the Cottage Farm plants, you come with a growing guide, and they're simple to grow. So you can grow these and get some confidence and then get more plants, and soon you'll have so many plants, you don't know what to do with them.
And you said these are annuals.
These are annuals unless you're in southern Florida and southern California.
Okay.
So they'll bloom all season long, spring, summer, and fall. They will arrive with flower buds and just keep going, attracting hummingbirds and just being beautiful in your garden.
Wonderful. Yeah, I love this soft pink color. Like you said, it's like whitewash, like watercolor. Stunning. And 132-518. Do not forget, if you put something in your cart, don't forget to check out. And if you want to get multiples of anything, I always say use Easy Pay. It just makes sense. Then you have these little bite-sized nuggets. So for $26.66, you can get 2 sets, so on and so forth.